Okay, today we're going to start talking about reflection. So just a couple of words worth knowing. A reflection is the mirror image produced by flipping a figure over a line. That line is called the line of reflection. So this is, it could be the x or y axis. It could just be a line on the coordinate grid. It could just be a line that we draw. But that line that we flip the image over is called the line of reflection. And then transformation we had before is just a mapping diagram of a geometric figure. So in a reflection, it creates a mirror image. So here's my line of reflection, and here we can just see the bike is flipped over the line of reflection. It could be vertical or horizontal. This is flipped over. The original image and its reflection have the same size and shape. They don't have the same orientation. So unlike a slide, we don't have the same orientation, but we do have the same size and shape. So we have to explain whether the blue figure is a reflection of the red figure. So if I start the red figure and I flip it over this line of reflection, every point on my red figure is the same distance from this line of reflection. So this would be yes. All points are the same distance from the line of reflection. Number two, if I flip this, it does not look like this figure. So this is no. All points are not equal distance from the line of reflection. And then number three, this is a slide. Again, this is a slide. If I flip this over the line of reflection, it does not show the same image. If you look here, next to my line of reflection, I have a flat line. Here, I do not. So this is no, because not all points are equal distance from the line of reflection. Again, number three is a slide. Right now, you're going to pause the video, and you're going to do numbers 4 and 5 on your own. So every point on a reflection is the same distance from the line of reflection. So if I look at this point, x and x prime, let's say this is 10 away from the line of reflection, this would be 10 away from the line of reflection. Here's y and y prime. If this was 3 away from the line of reflection, this is 3 away. If this is 5 away, z prime is going to be 5 away. So the image and pre-image are congruent. They have the same size, the same shape. They all have corresponding, every side is corresponding, every angle is corresponding. They're all sides and angles are congruent. They just don't have the same orientation. All right, so if we're going to have a reflection over the x-axis. So if this is my original figure, I'm going to have a reflection to this figure. So if I look at A and I'm reflecting over the x-axis, so I'm reflecting over this line right here. A is 1 away from the line of reflection, so A prime should be 1 away. B is 1, 2, 3 away, so B prime should be 1, 2, 3 away. C is 3 away, so C prime should be 3 away. It's the same distance from the line of reflection, just on the opposite side. So the coordinates of the first figure, of the red figure, A is -1, 1, B is 2, 3, C is 6, 3. Then if I look at the blue figure, what are the coordinates? A prime is -1, -1. B prime is 2, -3. C prime is 6, -3. Right now I want you to think, what do you see between the red points that I have here and the blue? What is similar? What's different? And how are they different? Take a second, jot some ideas down. All right, so in my red figure here, my point was x, y. If I'm going to flip it over my x-axis, look what happens to all of my y coordinates. Here, it was positive, now it's negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. It becomes the opposite. All of my x's stay the same. My y's become the opposite. So if I flip it over the x-axis, my x stays the same, and my y becomes the opposite. So if this happened to be -1, -1, my new point would be -1, 1. It becomes the opposite. So flipping over the x-axis, x stays the same, y becomes the opposite. Now, if I flip it over the y-axis, okay, so here's my line of reflection. All my points are equal distance. Q is 1 away, Q prime is 1 away. R is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, R prime is 4 away. S, 4 away, S prime is 4 away. P is 2 away, P prime is 2 away. All right, so let's look at our points. Here are my points for my red figure, my original. -2, 5, -1, 1, -4, 2, -4, 4. Then if I look at my blue figure, my points are 2, -5, 1, -1, 4, 2, 4, 4. So if you notice now, look at my x coordinates. They have all become the opposite. And all my y's stayed the same. So if I'm going to have my original point and I'm going to flip it over my y-axis, my x coordinate will become the opposite and my y will stay the same. All right, so let's draw a reflection over the given line. We're going to label the new triangle. So let's just do that right now. So J, here's my line of reflection. J is 1, 2, 3 off. So J prime is going to be 3 off on the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. So this is J prime. K is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is K prime. L is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is L prime. Draw my new figure. So this is my image. This is my pre-image. They have the same size and shape, just not the same orientation. All right, so you're going to pause the video right now and get your image graphed. So I already graphed. P is -3, 4, Q is 4, 2, and R is -1, 1. You need to pause your video and graph that right now. Then we're going to graph it after a reflection over the x-axis. So R is 1 away, so R prime is going to be 1 away. P is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. P prime. Q is 2 away. So Q prime is going to be 2 away. Oops, label it prime. Draw your image. So if we look, since we had a reflection over the x-axis, our y coordinates should have been the only ones to change to the opposite. So I have -3, -4, which was -3, 4. I have 4, -2. And I have -1, -1. So let's do number 8. We're going to graph it over the x-axis, or the y-axis this time. So B is 2 away, so B prime is going to be 2 away. A is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is D prime. And C is right here. We're not moving it anywhere, so it's just going to be on top of here, C prime. Graph your image. So now, since we went over the y-axis, my x-coordinates should have been the ones to change the opposite. So if I had -4, 1, this should be 4, 1. -2, 3 becomes 2, 3. 0, 3 stays 0, -3, I mean. And -3, -2 becomes 3, -2. All right, let's do number 9. We're going to flip this over the x-axis. So here, I'm 2 away for A, so A prime is going to be 2 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is B prime. C is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is C prime. Draw your image. So now, since I flipped it over the x-axis, my y coordinates should become the opposite. So 3, -2. 4, -4, and 1, -3. Right now, you're going to pause the video and you're going to do numbers 10, 11, 12 on your own. All right, let's look at number 13. Is this a flip over the x or y axis? So we need to see what changed to our opposite. Was it our x or was it our y? Our x stayed the same. Our y changed to the opposite. So if our y becomes the opposite, it's a flip over the x-axis. In number 14, our x became the opposite and our y stayed the same. So if our x becomes the opposite, it's a flip over the y-axis. You're going to do 15 and 16 right now on your own. Thank you.